Okay, so let's start to refine here the thumb, and as you can see, I'm following this blockage that we are using in the anatomy for sculptors, and I'm trying to wait. Let's use with less intensity. So I'm trying to make this curvature into the sides of thumb. Here also the best thing would be to isolate only the thumb and using the solo mode, so this way it becomes easier to refine the forms and check if they are looking like symmetrical in a symmetrical shape, and also start to smooth and refine everything. So for the creases of the thumb, here you have a double crease and then some simple ones. So let's start to smooth a little bit more, and I think here we still didn't have enough density for continuing on the tails, but just a general blocking. Let's try to keep it symmetrical shape and also make it blend in a better way. Here we don't have a great reference, but we can make it just like this, and after when we raise up the resolution, we can, yeah. So let's leave it like that. Let's make this skin fold, this little part in skin that makes the transition between the hands and the shape of thumb, right? And in the back of hand, we can start by adding more flesh and trying to keep this angle that is more inclined around the middle finger, because after we also gonna add some tendons in the middle. So before we raise up the Dynamesh resolution, we should be able to have a nice blocking of the hand and also the back of hand. Here I'm feeling the hand maybe not into the right proportion. Let me check. Yeah, the fingers. Let's start to smooth the forms a little bit more. Make a better transition between the fingers like that, and yes, and about those teardrop shapes that we showed here, let's add more volume into this region here. And from here we can start to add some tendons information. So we're gonna have like two cylinders for the joints, and from the joints we can add those tendons just like that. These three tendons will goes to the end of wrist, to the middle part of the wrist, and the mini-me will go besides on it. So here you can smooth it. As you are seeing, I'm not doing I will do the same, the one finger for, I will model each one. I won't replicate as actually use it to do normally, but it's better for us to train, to practice the forms and have a better understanding of everything. So here I'm trying to add those fat pads, and actually they are not looking good here, because they should look more like this. Let's use the same hand as a reference, the same sides. Once we start to smooth everything, we're also gonna have a better starting to make the creases and correcting the silhouettes for each finger, trying to make it symmetrical shape and with a very clean silhouette. I'm really feeling the fingers were too big. Maybe they are too thin, and because of this I'm feeling they are too big. Maybe I should inflate them and give it more volume, a little bit more, and think of them most of the time like cylinders, but then you can start to add those creases that we said. This will create a nice separation for each phalange, and also giving a nice structure. And then you can go back and recover those great volumes here in the middle sides, trying to recover it. Maybe the finger is too much on this orientation, you know. We could try to rotate this a little bit, so I'm masking this way and I'm gonna rotate a little bit like that. And after we can fix everything on its connection shape. Here we can see that we have some wrinkles cross passing this way, so we can make add these marks like this. It will help to add more realism. We could even, reflect this and try to use this as a reference, but I'm feeling that we should put more volume into this middle part. Once we start to smooth everything, it starts to become more right into the place. And here, this fat pad, we could raise up a little bit his volume, because we should be able to view this volume on by the top of hand. I like to keep the silhouettes for the fingers on this part more clean and straight. And yeah, from this we can start to detail more each finger. Just trying to manage a little bit the proportions, general proportion of the hands. But notice that I'm paying attention to keep those arches that we said. So here we have a great arch for the knuckles, and then for each joint we also keep these arches. And remember that we also try to keep these arches into this angle. And I'm still feeling the thumb too much tilted. Maybe like this should look more natural. And to this joint we're gonna have two tendons that are that they comes from those pollicis muscles. Here, remember, we're gonna have that bend. And also we could try to make the hands more relaxed. In order to do this, I think we could position it better like that. Yeah, let's first start to detail more everything. So then we're gonna be able to make any change on its gesture and everything. Always make sure if your fingernails are curved or not. it should have this curvature. Yeah, so let's start to make the blockage, general blockage for of each finger. And for this, we're gonna follow this kind of volume. So where you look and where there is a joint, you're gonna make a structure more more like this, you know, two general volumes like that. More like this and this. And then you can try to add a very subtle volume on the middle to indicate that we're gonna have the bones structure, but be careful to not over volume, to give an overlooking volume to this region. So everything should look very subtle, and also following those parameters that we said about the silhouette and the arcs of each finger, right? Here I'm trying to fix some silhouettes and some general volume. Now for this anterior part of each finger, we could start to refine by differentiation, making it different, these structures. Let me see. Here you could even try to make a little separation from the general volume of the finger and this region where we will have the bones exactly. So right in the middle, we can make it more subtle, more round shape like this, and then into this region we're gonna have more a fat pad. Notice how actually on everything I try to never keep too much time into just one region, and I try to be always traveling from all the model and trying to not overlook at just one single place. I try to keep my perception always fresh just by alternating the the actual regions that I'm working on, and never staying too much time on just one part. Here could use the move brush with backface masking, so this way I'm able to add more volume between each finger. And yeah, there it is. Let's continue on next lecture.